This takes me like 8 tries. So. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shane Eikenberry, and you're watching another episode of I Can Barbecue. Today, we got a double rib cook planned. We're going to be doing some pork ribs and some beef ribs. Should be a fun video. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I already know what you're thinking. This is a weird looking beef rib. This is actually referred to as the flanken style beef rib. Has a ton of marbling in there. The only difference between flanken style and regular beef short rib is it's actually cut across the bone rather than along the bone. It's used a lot in Korean food. However, today we're going to be doing low and slow out on the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco. I'm going to show you guys how we season them up. Pretty simple recipe today for both the pork ribs and the beef ribs. Gonna get this done, get back to the video. Alright, went ahead and changed my gloves out. First step here is gonna be get a binder on both of these. For the pork ribs, I'm using this French's Dijon stone ground mustard. You won't taste this at all, but I had it, it was full, and it'll work well for this binder. Don't need much, you just wanna coat the top of the rib. Sorry, I'm trying to do it all one-handed so I don't have to keep switching gloves. Bear with me. All right, and you want to do them top and bottom. I've already removed the membrane from the pork ribs. I'm not going to touch the membrane on the beef ribs. They actually cook better with the membrane on, so I'm leaving it on. Pork ribs removed. I'm using the binder because these aren't going to actually sit at all. As soon as I'm done here, I'm getting them right out on the pit. All right, and for the beef ribs, I'm just going to use some Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. You don't need much, you just want a nice coating. Again, this won't provide too much flavor, but it will help the rub stick. And these you also want to do top and bottom. I really didn't do any trimming on these. The only thing I did with the pork ribs, cut off just the shards of bone on each end and remove the membrane. And for the rub on the pork ribs, I'm going to use the Plowboys Yardbird. Really great rub. I know you guys see it all the time in my videos. Not sponsored, just very good stuff. Remember, for an even coat, you want to go about 6 inches above the meat. We're not going to wrap these ribs today. They're just going to hang until they're done. All right, and for the beef ribs, we're going to be using the Hardcore Carnivore Black. I haven't used this rub yet. It's basically just an SPG, a salt, pepper, garlic rub. It has activated charcoal in there. Don't know what that does for the flavor, but it's black and it looks cool on the meat, so I'm going with it. Look at that. Looks insane. Kind of like that whiskey bent to grind coffee rub a little bit. And you're going to want to flip them, get both sides. Alright, got everything seasoned up. Now we're going to get them on the pit. I'll show you how I have that set up. Alright, so I'm going to run the pit about 270. I'm just going to line these beef ribs in here. It's a little higher than 270 right now. I just kind of opened it up, but I'll get it back down once we start cooking. I'm gonna also use that grate that we picked up from Target. Throw it in here. Drop the hanging rack on. There we go. Let's see how we want it. All right, that'll do. Drop these other 2 beef ribs on. Gonna go ahead and cut these pork ribs right down the center here. Well, kind of down the center there. Gonna stick the hook 2 bones in, like so. Just drop her right on. Now let her cook. All right, just want to hit you guys with a quick update. Pit's running at 257 right now. 250, 275. That's kind of where the range we're looking for today. It's been in there the whole time. Here's what we're looking at as far as the cook. Everything is looking incredible. I was actually going to come out here and spray it, but there's still a lot of moisture on everything, so I think I'm good. All right, gonna let her cook. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been about 5 hours now. Remember, we didn't wrap this cook. We only took a look at them 2 or 3 times throughout the entire cook. Now, should be done. Gonna take a look at them, test for tenderness. Here we go. Ooh. Well, they look delicious. Got the old ThermoPro here. I'm gonna go ahead and check them. Super tender. If you guys want a temp, $193. We'll call it 193. Let's go ahead and check these ribs. I'm actually going to take one off. I'm going to sauce it. All right, let's go ahead and test these ribs. See how tender they are. Jeez, just slides right in like butter. I am going to sauce this one. I'm going to do one sauce, one with sauce, one without sauce. And today we're using the Hot Wachula's Sweet Peach. This stuff is incredible. If you haven't tried it, definitely give it a try. It's my favorite barbecue sauce. And got it on my finger. Delish. There we go. Just spread it around on there. These beef ribs, go ahead and flip one for you. Oh, they look incredible. Should be some good stuff, guys. All right, gonna close this up. Gonna give it about 10 minutes, let that sauce tack up. Then we're gonna get them off the pit and give them a taste test. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. They've had about a 15-minute rest. They look absolutely delicious. They, meaning both the pork and the beef ribs. Here's the sauced ribs, and here's the unsauced ribs. Both look delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into them. It's easiest if you flip the rib, expose the bone there. Probably still mess it up. There we go. Jeez Louise. Look at this. My goodness. Look at all that juice. That is freaking insane. Yeah, you can see all the moisture in there. Really good bark. You can almost hear it crack. These things are going to be delicious. All right, so just basic pork ribs. Nothing too crazy about them. All right, gonna show you guys the flanken ribs now. They almost look burnt because of that charcoal rub, but they're incredibly tender. Let's get cut into them. Just go right here. Show you guys. Look at that. Look at that. If you don't get excited about that, then you don't love barbecue. Look at, just from handling it, my hands are soaking wet. Cut in. So they're incredibly tender. All that marbling that was in there, all that fat is rendered out and just turned into flavor. Pulls apart like butter. This is gonna be some good stuff, guys. All right, gonna move you back, then we're gonna get this taste testing on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite time of the video, the taste test. Go ahead and start with these pork ribs. I know these bad boys are gonna be good, and I just really wanna take a bite. That Bronco is a rib cooking machine. You can just pull this right off the bone, clean bone once you do. That thing is awesome. Incredible rib. That Yardbird rub, awesome rub for ribs. And really good on chicken, super versatile rub. I really enjoy it. All right, yeah, this is good. All right, now I'm gonna cut into this rib with the barbecue sauce. I know it's gonna be good as well. Oh my God. Just so much moisture in there. I know you guys can probably barely see that, but I need like a 2-camera setup. I'm slacking. So good. Clean bone. Pull it right off. These things are excellent. Still a little tug, not overdone. Really enjoy them. That barbecue sauce is off the chain. If you guys haven't tried it, off the chain. Bringing them throwbacks, huh? But if you haven't tried it, highly recommend it. All right, now the one I'm really unsure about. Never tried it before. I've had flanken ribs, but I've never had that Hardcore Carnivore Rub. Here goes nothing. This like melts. There's like a brisket point, or burn in or something. It's really good. So I'd say the rub is actually pretty basic. It just tastes like salt, pepper, and garlic. It's about all you can taste, really. It says it has activated charcoal in it. No idea what that does for flavor. Could have probably looked it up before the video and told you guys, but I'm lazy. So, I think all the flavor here is actually just from the rib. These things are crazy good. If you haven't had them, flanken ribs or just a beef short rib, they're incredible. They always have a ton of marbling. You're always going to get a really good flavor off of them. And they're super tender. All right, so let's talk about what we did. We did the pork ribs and the beef ribs today, the flanken style beef ribs. For those, we just added the Worcestershire sauce as a binder. Really doesn't add any flavor, but we use it. Got the Hardcore Carnivore Black on there, activated charcoal rub. Pretty much just salt, pepper, and garlic, I would say. I mean, that's the flavor profile. Got it out there on the pit, ran that pit between 250, 275. We also had the pork ribs. Pork ribs, pretty simple. Pulled that membrane, got that Dijon mustard on there. Once again, no flavor, just a binder. It was the full mustard I had in the fridge. Then we got the Plowboys Yardbird on there. Really great rub. Has some sweet notes and some savory notes. You'll really enjoy that one. Does really well on chicken too. I know I say that every time, but I haven't really found a rub that does so well on both. But yeah, out there on the pit, 275, some cherry wood. Oh no, some hickory wood. It's hickory wood this time, and I did not show that on camera. Really sorry about that. But yeah, I smoked this one with some hickory. Figured it would do well on the beef ribs. The pork ribs, I kind of knew were gonna be good anyway. So didn't really matter for me there. But yeah, 275, went about 5 hours, pulled them off. Super tender, tons of juice, tons of moisture. Excellent cook. Can't wait to just chow down on these in 30 seconds or something when I get off this camera. But highly recommend trying out these flanken ribs or just beef short ribs. But yeah, and then my thoughts on the Hardcore Carnivore Black. Like I said, it's a cool looking rub. I love this dark black look. And then you can see the pink smoke ring in there. Looks cool. As far as flavor, pretty much just a SPG. There's not really much going on outside of that, but I mean, it's really good. I don't know if you want to go out and spend the $12.99 on it if you don't have to. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week. Peace.